Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is another video brought to you by Right Choices. You can visit the Facebook page, Right Choices. Got the American flag, the bald eagle. Like the page to get all the information that the media will not give you. All right, so if you don't know anything about Right Choices, hey, you should visit the page. It's a page. It's a conservative, politically conservative page on Facebook that post articles and opinion posts regarding issues going on in the country, and more specifically with a heavier emphasis on California. And next year, as you might know by now, there is a midterm election, and in California there is a gubernatorial race. Jerry Brown is termed out, thank God, and you got a senatorial seat that's up for grabs. Although Dianne Feinstein is running again. She's 84 years old. So here in California, you got this little lovely system. I say that sarcastically because before it used to be the top Democrat voter and the Republican voter in their respective primaries that move on to the general election. Now it's top two regardless of party affiliation. Now, we suffered through that last year in the Senate race. You had like 5,000 Republicans that ran. You had like only a few Democrats that ran at the end, giving California, it's a very blue state. You had two Democrats that ran each other in the general election, Lorena Sanchez, and the lady that is sitting is the current U.S. Senator now, sadly to say, Kamala Harris. The gubernatorial race is going to be very important because we're seeing here in California, you got gas tax, cap and trade, you got illegal immigration, you got just the level of corruption in California. You got high crime. I mean, you got some cities like now Sacramento got a program where they're going to pay illegals every month if they don't commit, if they stay out of trouble. Just waste of taxpayers' money. You got other forms of wasteful spending. So this race is very important, and I feel the Republicans, their last chance to get some type of momentum and maybe pull off an upset in the Golden State. So the Democrats, as far as for governor, they got Gavin Newsom, who is the current lieutenant governor. He's running for governor. You know, sad to say right now, if the election were today, I mean, you have to assume Gavin Newsom will be the next governor. He's just as bad, if not even worse, than Jerry Brown. He's weak on crime, weak on immigration, weak on the economy. He's for gun control. I mean, I think he's going to be worse than Jerry Brown. He is dangerous. This is the last thing we don't need. We have all these problems, and why do voters want to continue to vote Democrat? That doesn't make any sense. You got the former mayor of LA, Antonio Villaraigosa, however you pronounce his name, I apologize for that. He's had some issues with many Hispanics in LA, so I'm not sure how he's going to do well. You got John Cox, he's also running for governor, he's a Democrat. Now on the Republican side, excuse me, you have Assembly Member Travis Allen, who's from Huntington Beach, so he represents parts of Orange County. Then you got the California Republican Party's favorite candidate. They always like to pick rhinos, by the way. You know, I'll get to that in a minute. But the other candidate, his name is John Cox. He is no stranger to running. He was born in California. He has run for office before. He launched a presidential bid back in 2008. Yeah, he suspended it because his campaign was not gaining any traction. He said he ran against Barack Obama. That got fact-checked big time. That's not true. He's ran for other political positions. Here's the thing. They're all, while he was living in the state of Illinois. Now he was running for governor here in California. So my thing is, he hasn't been fighting for California all of his life. I mean, you were born in California, but then you moved to Illinois. You ran there. You never won anything while you were living in Illinois. Now you're coming back to California. Now you want to be governor. He says he's a conservative. He wants to clean out the barn. But you know what? When you look deep into his record, is this really the choice you want? Because, the Republican Party of California chose him. They always choose the bad candidates. Have they not learned? 2014, Neil Kashkari, a rhino, a moderate, a weak-ass candidate. They chose him. Eventually, a lot of Republicans, they got brainwashed and supported him instead of the conservative Tim Donnelly. Of course, now Kashkari ran a horrible campaign. He ran one ad, which ended up being controversial, having kids drowning in the pool. Of course, he lost to Jerry Brown. We can go back to 2010, Meg Whitman. This lady, Emily Emkin, or her last name Emkin, in 2012 for Senate. Ran a horrible campaign. Again, is he the lovely California Republican Party that always wants to endorse the non-conservative principled candidate? Now, John Cox and his supporters have accused Travis Allen. Now, by the way, I used to intern for Travis Allen last year, so I know what he's all about. Now they're going to say, well, Travis Allen, once gave money and sent the money for Jerry Brown and Barbara Boxer and Gavin Newsom. And, okay, those was years ago. And maybe he was a bit more moderate then, but now he's been seeing the corruption since then in California. He is far more conservative. He's the only conservative candidate in this race. He's the only candidate that has supported Donald Trump ever since Trump got the GOP nominee for president last year. John Cox supported Gary Johnson. Okay, for crying out loud. John Cox is a Chad Mace type of Republican. He's a never Trumper. He's just another establishment Republican. Now, back to that was money from the Democrat years ago. So what do you mean to say that people over time can't change? Okay, well, John Cox, not sure if this is really true, but I've been seeing posts. I've seen posts about it. I've done some check that last year he gave money to a PAC called Mayday. Mayday is supposed to be they call themselves nonpartisan type of organization, nonprofit organization, but they spent like at least 99% of the money on Democrat candidates, only a small portion to Republican candidates. Mayday has ties with, believe it or not, George Soros. So John Cox is giving money. He's basically had ties with the organization that has ties with George Soros. But yeah, John Cox is supposed to be the conservative. Did this guy not do any research? If he's supposed to be conservative, then why are you giving money that has ties to a far radical left-wing socialist bigot in George Soros, who is a thug? Now, I usually do not wish harm on anyone, but George Soros is the kind of person that needs his ass whooped on. He need to get whooped on big time. This is a straight up thug, paying people to go beat up anyone that's a conservative, anyone that supports Trump. This guy is a clown and a joke, and he's an ass whooping. Big time. John Cox, he's a conservative, really. But did you know this? He's against the death penalty. Now, most conservatives like myself support the death penalty, but this guy is against the death penalty because it's all about, it's just in my Catholic faith, I don't believe in the death penalty, which is his reason. I'm sorry, you do not support the death penalty? So, someone murders someone and it's unjustified. You murder a victim and you don't want that person executed? Weird. Just flat out weird. John Cox was also asked about whether, when he first announced his candidacy for the governor's race, he was asked about whether he supports Planned Parenthood, whether he supports Trump's agenda. Now, he has said he's against sanctuary cities. We're not sure if he's, for the wall. When he was asked about Planned Parenthood, he had no answer. When he was asked about whether he supports the president's agenda, he also gave no answer. So here's the thing. Who is the real John Cox? And Travis Allen, who is endorsed by nearly every single Republican that works at the state capitol, let's see. He's been pretty much the only one that's been talking about immigration and the gas tax and Jerry Brown. He's been, and the Democrats in general. He's been the aggressor. And now in the polls, it shows that there was a poll recently that had Cox the leading GOP vote getter. There was another poll that showed that Travis Allen is ahead of John Cox. Now, and I will say this. Now, we are in the top two vote getter, regardless of party. I don't want to see two Democrats get it and face each other in November. Because that easily means Governor Gavin Newsom. Also, just don't want another bad Republican candidate running in the general election. If John Cox is the GOP nominee, Newsom wins. Cox has not been aggressive. Now, I understand the primaries is not until the middle part of next year. Allen is the more aggressor. He has real solutions. What are Cox's solutions? I visited his website. What about taxes? The whole neighborhood legislator, I still to this day don't know what that means. I don't understand it. And, I can't support a candidate that is, kind of wishy-washy on the issues, not a true conservative. Okay, not true conservative. They don't have to be necessarily 100% conservative. But we really don't know about him, and we don't know if he really supports the president's agenda. Since he voted for Gary Johnson, who last time I checked is not a Republican. He ran as a libertarian. Trump ran as a Republican. So, yeah, to agree, yes. More polls going to come out, show who's doing well. And yes, I think the Republican that's performing well consistently, everybody needs to rally around that one person, and hopefully the other person graciously way before they print out the ballot, and way before that, and of course the election day, hopefully that other candidate who's underperforming will graciously drop out of the race so that everybody can support the Republican candidate. Which I'm saying that person needs to be Travis Allen. This is the candidate that is the most serious, the most prepared. This is a candidate that has won races before. Why support a candidate that has lost every single time, ran in a different state, now wants to run for another position in this state? John Cox is a carpetbagger. He's a carpetbagger. That's what carpetbaggers do. They run in one state, and they want to come over here and run in another way. He's a carpetbagger. He's not been fighting for California for most of his life. My thing is, if you can't win in Chicago, what makes you think you can't win here? Come on. You couldn't win in Chicago. You couldn't win in Illinois. You couldn't win anywhere. Now you want to be governor of California. I'm just tired of the California Republican Party making mistakes all the damn time. It's time to wake up. Get your head out of your ass. It's either Travis Allen or we're doomed for good. We're doomed for good. Travis Allen is from Orange County. Orange County, over the last several years, it used to be overwhelmingly Republican. Then it got slipped. It became like leaning Republican. Well, Hillary Clinton won Orange County by almost 10 points November last year. And voter registration is continuing to slip for Republicans. Travis Allen, I think, is the one that can bring Orange County back. I think he could do well in Southern California, outside of LA County. I think there is a giant storm brewing. I think he can energize Republicans in this state. Now, I know we got a lot of rhinos in this state, but we kind of know what Cox is about, which is not much. Travis Allen is the candidate. It's either Travis Allen or it's Gavin Newsom. So, Republicans in the state, you have a choice to make. And with that, I run the page Right Choices, and I proudly support and throw my support for Assembly Member Travis Allen as of today, December 11, 2017. And on that note, I want you to please check out my video. It's going to be on YouTube. It's also going to be on the Right Choices pages. Check out Right Choices. Post every single day. Information, news that the liberal media will not present to you because they do not want you to be informed. And on that note, may God bless you. May God bless your family. And as always, may God bless the United States of America. And if I don't do another video within the next 2 weeks, and I'm sorry to be, and I'm going to be politically correct, but have a Merry Christmas. Thank you.